What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, my light acting crazy. Sorry about that, y'all. I thought my light wasn't working, but it was just turned all the way down. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Since I just turned my banner on, let me welcome y'all to the price action recap for January 11th, 2023. When I tell y'all my sweetie just woke me up, I was over there on the couch, laid at like I was laid at. You hear me? Hey man, before we get started, before we get started, I just want to say, if I didn't make it abundantly clear this morning, I apologize for to anyone that I may have ticked off, offended, rubbed the wrong way. I in no way have any kind of beef, strife, animosity, hard feelings for anyone who charges for their courses. I do not regret purchasing any course that I ever purchased myself. Right? I just don't like when people switch up, and I felt switched up on, and I went to venting, and the homie Zay, he brought up a good point. We should be trying to come together, and I'm always preaching togetherness. I'm always preaching oneness. I'm always preaching let's build this new Wakanda together, and we ain't gonna be on no negativity. So again, I jolly pass to you. If this first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbit, I still want to say welcome and give you a nice hearty. Well, thank you for always pulling up, hanging out with me, myself, the homie Spidey back here, who I point at the wall. Spidey back here, who's chilling by the window. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. I get on Al Gore's internet every single day. Once at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and once again at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time to talk about the price action. The reason why I get on Al Gore's internet to talk about the price action is because I want to help someone like you reach your aha moment when it comes to trade and invest in all things stock market. I primarily trade the S&P 500 via the SPY, the SPX, or the ES futures, if you will. Whatever you choose to trade, that's on you. I just want to help you learn how to read this price action, so you know how to look at the charts and demystify what's going on. You'll be able to figure out what is all of this. I can read it. I can read just like Neo in the Matrix. I see it clear as day. Let's get into it, man. Let's go into it. How y'all doing, man? What's going on, everybody? Somebody said I had the itis. You're funny. Hey, today we just went up. How they be doing on when they be doing the African dances when they been back? But we just went up, right? We didn't get a chance to talk about the overnight price action this morning, so we're just gonna go through the whole day to day. Yesterday, we closed here at 39.4150, right? We closed there at 39.4150. This this small white line where I got the mouse hanging out right around here, that's 39.4150 where we closed at. This thicker white line just above that, that's yesterday's high, right? Which was 39.4375, meaning we closed right at the highs. Looking at yesterday, it It was a power 3 day, but it wasn't the typical power 3 day like today. Today was the typical power 3 day. You know what I'm saying? We consolidated, went below midnight, right? Consolidated, manipulated, and distributed, right? So we came over here, we went below midnight, right? Pushed up, and just before the market opened at 8 o'clock, on the 8 o'clock candle, we pushed down below the midnight again. One more chance, giving anyone opportunity to get in right at midnight. Because on the power 3 day, you want to get in at or below midnight on bullish days, at or above midnight on bearish days, right? And then we just continue to go up. You see here we had one area of retracement there and went up. But unlike yesterday, you see the difference here. Look at the difference right there. Yesterday, it was this weird back and forth, and it was a bunch of chop slop all day long, and went up. So they both were power 3 days, but this one was like the classic power 3 day. Whereas yesterday, it was a whole bunch of chop slop in the middle when you didn't know what it was going to be. Today, you understood. I am in a power 3 day, and there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm going up. This is the only time it gave you some kind of retracement right there. The rest of the day, it was just up, 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 up. Let's go. Oh, before we break down to the 15-minute and go through it, I want to shout out, I think it was Lil Hawk. I'm going to ignore the chats. I'm going to ignore the chats. I think it was Lil Hawk. Was it Lil Hawk? If it wasn't Lil Hawk, somebody correct me, please. Any of the Black Spotters who was on the live Market Watch today, I want to shout out Lil Hawk. I think it was Lil Hawk. Lil Hawk made the call for the trade of the day today. You know what I'm saying? And it was right here. If you look here, everybody know what my trade setup is. And I can't remember what I was doing. I might have been because we didn't have plans on like really trading out. I like broke down the price action, broke down why I put everything that I put on the chart. I was going through a lot. I was talking about a lot of stuff. And then I think it was Lil Hawk. He was like, hey, we got a busy on a 9 o'clock candle. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, I was playing the thing from Dustin. Right. He was like, hey, we got a busy on the 9 o'clock candle, you know what I'm saying, with the fair value gap. And so this was the 9 o'clock candle right here. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out in a second. And I was playing some stuff that Dustin was talking about. And then when I came out and looked, I was like, you are correct. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you are correct. And it was somewhere around this 10 o'clock candle here. There's 11 o'clock candle here, I want to say, and we were coming back into it. And then when we came back into it, I personally wasn't trading, so I don't know if anybody took the trade, but I personally wasn't trading. And again, let me say this: the Black Spider Group is not a call-out service. It's not a trade room. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Cousins just looking over my shoulder while I trade, and I just talk about the price action out loud. I'm looking for one particular setup, but I just talk about whatever I'm seeing in the price action, right? Some of the other cousins choose to, you know what I'm saying, watch for my same setup, and that's on them. I told them you don't have to be as stringent as I am with the setup. It's very similar to the ICT 2022 mentorship setup, but I had it before he put that setup out, and I just chose to stick with my rules. I chose not to change it. But as you can see, it came here, and once it came down into the fair value gap there, I went into the price. I looked at the price. I was like, there's no reason why we should fall below this fair value gap right now. I mean, below this hourly fair value gap right here. There's no reason why we should drop below that. You know what I'm saying? This price range has been balanced out, right? And the reason why I said it had been balanced out is because we made the fair value gap over here, and then we came back to it. We pushed up just above consequent encroachment and traded both ways, and then we traded both ways on the next hourly candle, right? So this is an hourly fair value gap, and then we got an hourly candle where we traded both ways, over half of it, and then we got another hourly candle where we traded both ways throughout the entire range. We went all the way to the peak top, and then all the way down to the bottom. We traded throughout the entire range. Then we got another candle where we traded three quarters of the range, you know what I'm saying, both ways. And then we came here again in this area where the body is, and we traded both ways on that candle. So now that area, you can tell that area is fully unbalanced because we left with aggression. We got this busy right here. Pow! We took off and we bust out of that area and made a fair value gap. That right there was the clue that, okay, yeah, the algos are finished with this area as far as on the 60-minute level is balanced out, right? Then we came back down into it here. And it's probably some stuff on the lower time frame that we was finishing up, you know, coming down into this order block right there. And then we took off again for the rest of the day. And shout out to Lil Hawk for pointing out that trade. The trade was a beautiful trade, as you see. It came to fruition, right? Beautiful trade. Took out low-hanging fruit. It took out the target and exceeded, you know what I'm saying, the full target, low-hanging fruit, full target, and went well above it, you know what I'm saying, had nothing marked out above, right? Let's run a field real quick and see exactly how far it went. So even if it just say if we go from the top of the what's the name, and let's take it to all the way up to the target, right? A whole standard deviation above the target, right? From the top of the fair value gap. If you took it off the top of the fair value gap and go all the way to the full target, it went almost a full standard deviation. Almost a full standard deviation to the target. Yep, close to it. Close to a full standard deviation above the full target. So amazing trade. For those who wasn't privy to the live market watch, last night when I marked up my charts after the market was closed, based off how we traded yesterday and where we closed at the top with the non-standard power 3-day, where we closed at, right? We were right there at equilibrium, where I was like, if we close above this equilibrium, I'm expecting us to go up here and take out these highs, right? I was like, if we close above this equilibrium, let's go into the daily charts, right? If we, a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it on the ES. And if anybody wants to know what this line is right here, when we were moving up today, when we was getting ready to take out this high, I was like, okay, we taking out this high. I already know we taking out this high. I put a line right here at the mean threshold of this order block right there. Well, actually, that's a breaker, right? This is the breaker. This is the order block, right? So this is the breaker. This is the order block. I put the a line at the mean threshold of the order block, and I was like, I want to see how price reacts to the mean threshold of this order block, right? Totally disrespected it, pushed right through, didn't even stop, didn't even flinch, didn't blink, just pushed right through it toward the end of the day, right? That's why I had the line there. But so I was saying, if we got back to equilibrium of this day's candle, if we closed above equilibrium of this day's candle, right, and equilibrium is at 39.41.50, right? So we got equilibrium right here. right? Pretty much right there. Just say right there. So we poked above it and then we closed right at it, right? I said, okay, that's close enough for government work. My bearishness is gone because I was bearish on the fact that we came back up into this SIBI, right? And then we reacted off of it like that right there. So I wanted us to get back up into the premium and give me the same setup to go short, right? And then if we drop down, let's go down to a 15-minute. Can I shrink it up enough? I may have to go over to no, I don't. I just went too far. Because we got so much going on now. I couldn't see. This is from today. This is yesterday. Okay, so now this would have been when we came over here. We had the SIBI right here in the premium, right? That's the high. That's the low over here. That's the high. That's the low, right? This the premium up here. Let me run the fibs. I should have left the fib on there before. I should have deleted it off. Right? This is equilibrium. Right? This is equilibrium here. This is what we close. This is equilibrium, right? This is the SIBI in equilibrium with breaking market structure there, right? I wanted us to get up here, hit this SIBI, and sell off. That's the same setup as what we got on the daily, right? We came up to a SIBI and reacted off of it. So I wanted us to come back up the next day into the premium, up to a SIBI, so I can go short. We never got there. We never got there. We dilly-dallied all the way up to equilibrium and then stopped. Boom. We stopped there. That was close enough. The way we closed with the power 3 close, I'm like, okay, this has the potential to continue. 2 reasons why. Because we made the low of the week on a Tuesday, right? The market started out looking like we was going to go up on Monday, and then it reversed the entire day and closed down. And then on Tuesday, we came in and made the low on Tuesday immediately. And then we had a power 3 day all the way up to the upside. So we made the low on Tuesday and then started to push up with a power 3 day. Now, heading back to equilibrium. If the market is going to be bullish, it typically makes most of the time it makes the low on Tuesday and continues up for the rest of the week. So with the fact that we made a Tuesday low, with the fact that we closed right at equilibrium, the fact that we never got back to the premium and hit the SIBI that I wanted, you know what I'm saying? We closed right at equilibrium. My bearish sentiment is off. I don't want to go short, right? So with all that being said, now I'm thinking bullish to attack this high, right? I'm thinking market maker buy model. We came down, right? So now I'm looking at a market maker buy model because we came down and we started going back up and we were right here at equilibrium and we consolidating. So I'm thinking market maker buy model to take out these highs. Then boom, boom, boom. With all that being said, back to, I'm like, where'd my stuff go? It's just small, right? With all that being said, right? There wasn't much to mark. It's kind of tough to see with this candle on here now. There wasn't much to mark out on the daily besides the high and the low in the daily equilibrium, right? So that's all I marked. This white line here, that's the daily high. That white line there, that's the daily low. I didn't want to mark anything on the 4 hour because there was a fair value gap right in this area on the 4 hour below price, right? But I didn't want to mark anything on it. I just kept it in mind. There was nothing on the hourly that I wanted to mark below price except for this order block right at equilibrium, right? The reason why I put that order block at equilibrium is because that was my line in the sand. If we go below this order block, you know what I'm saying, attacking these highs ain't in my sights no more. I'm back to thinking bearish, right? So I put the liquidity pool below price, right? What liquidity is below price that I think the market gonna look for to continue up, right? That was this 15-minute fair value gap right there. And also there's a 4-hour fair value gap inside here also in the same area. But I just didn't want to mark it out because I didn't want to mark out the 4-hour, then mark out, see right here, this is the 4-hour fair value gap right there that I'm talking about. I didn't want to mark out a 4-hour. I didn't want to mark out an hour. I didn't want to mark out a 50. So I just went straight down to the 15-minute first. And then also, the reason why I just marked the 15-minute was because if you look here on the hourly, I didn't expect price to want to come back down here because if you remember this right here, this was the Sunday's gap up, right? This was our Sunday's gap up right there. And if you notice, like price was respecting that gap up after we got the wax on and the wax off, right? This right here was the wax on because it was the Sunday gap up. We traded down through it, right? Because it was not Sunday gap up. This was volume imbalance, right? This was a volume imbalance right there. This was that volume imbalance that we had traded back up to on Friday, right? This was that volume imbalance we traded back up to on Friday. So once we got through that, the price was respecting it, right, on the hourly level, right? The price was respecting it on the hourly level. We skated across the top of it, took off, traded back down under it, right? And once we traded back up to it, we wicked off of it, wicked through it like this right here, crazy whipsaw action, and then we got on top of it. Look at the price right here on this candle here. We came down wick for wick, right? Wick for wick with the top of the what's the name? The low on this candle is 39.27.25, and the high of that is 39.27.25. Wick for wick on there, right? Once we hit that wick for wick, we did a quick stop run on the lower time frame, then ping out, took off, right? Took off. Now let's go down to the, so I wasn't expecting price to really want to get back down in that area. It was just more, confirmation that price was done down here. And if you look at these candles, look at all these candles, right? We got a fair value gap there, right? We took off with some authority, traded both ways here, long wicks on the bottom. So all this, right, make sure all of this is taken care of, right? Being careful not to leave any fair value gaps. Set a fair value gap right here, right? When we sat on top, that's not even, it might be a teeny fair value gap there. When we sat on top of this volume imbalance, came down, quick stop run, long wick right there, and then ping out, took off. So now we skating along the top of this 15-minute fair value gap right there on the hourly, right? And then after midnight at 2 o'clock on the 3 o'clock counter just before London opened, we dipped down into that area, you know what I'm saying, and commenced the power 3 day where we accumulated, went down with the manipulation and started the distribution cycle, right? Again, like I said, at the 8 o'clock counter, we came back down to midnight one more time, filling in this fair value gap. That right there was the liquidity run reversal that I was saying I didn't get a chance to trade it. I saw it setting up last night. I wasn't going to trade it anyway, but I saw it setting up last night. It came down, boom. That was the setup right there. That was the setup right there for the liquidity run reversal setup. So it played out twice. The liquidity run reversal played out twice today on the 60-minute candles, coming down into the 15-minute to give like a clearer look right there. As you see, we came down into the 15-minute fair value gap, stopping right here on the top of this mitigation block. That would be right here. We got a mitigation block here. Just say this last candle right here. If you look at the last candle right there, right, come up with the high, come down, don't break a low, trade up through it, right? So you're sitting right on top of that mitigation block right there, right? Or you can say you're sitting on top of this order block right here, right? You got this order block right there, either the mitigation block or the order block, whichever one you want to call it. When price goes down, like I say, seek out the mitigation block first. So that's why I say it sat on top of the mitigation block, skirted across the top of it, right? And again, if you look down through the price action, right there, this when we took off out of this area, the fair value gap that we traded back to, the one that we wasn't expecting to get filled at that time, it still didn't get filled. We came back down and kissed it, but the rest of the way up, the price action is real tight, making sure ain't nothing, no imbalances is left on this 15-minute time frame. Is real tight, right? And then we pulled the way right there on the 15-minute. This is the liquidity run reversal. I mean, on the hourly, this is the liquidity run reversal setup right here on the 15-minute. It's a nice ICT 2022 mentorship model. We got 1, 2, 3 up candles right there. Whereas on the 15-minute, this is one continuous candle. You got 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. I mean, on the hourly, this is these 1, 2, 3, 4 candles right there would be that hourly candle that make that one huge green up candle. But on the 15-minute, you got 3 consecutive up close candles there with a fair value gap there in the middle, right at the breaking market structure. And then if you look again on the lower time frame right here, that actually is a BISI right there. So that is a liquidity run reversal on the 15-minute right there. Oh yeah, we looked at this application launch. Added another program on your computer, added extent. What is this? Launch for Drive by Google. What in the world? Get out of here. I don't know what that is. But yeah, this is what I was talking about right here when we had the confluence. We had the liquidity run reversal. We had a BISI here, right? And then we had a BISI on the 15-minute. And then I think when we broke down a little lower, we had a BISI on the 5-minute also in the same area. I probably should have highlighted it so I could have seen where we were at. So I could have seen where we was at. Yes, right there. So boom, you got the BISI on the 5-minute. So we had a BISI on all 3 levels, the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute. And this right here came right down to tick for tick for the consequent encroachment on the hourly BISI right there. When we looked at it, the entry candle came down tick for tick for consequent encroachment on the hourly. So that's not talking about, I would have been chomping at the bit to get into that. And then Bob's your uncle. We consolidated a little bit, came back down into the fair value gap that Lil Hawk pointed out, because we had made a fair value gap on the 9 o'clock candle. Let me mark that out real quick. I'm gonna take this right here since I don't need that anymore. I ain't gonna say I don't need it anymore, but I'm just gonna take it. So the fair value gap right there that Lil Hawk had pointed out, right? It was a little bit sloppy. It was a little bit sloppy on the retracement, but looking at price, we came back down to this order block. Technically, if you really want to get real technical, right, you got a high that broke a low, so you got a breaker right there. If you want to get technical and get into candle to candle dissection, okay, Tim, you grabbed the wrong thing. If you want to get into we had 30 minutes already. If you want to get into candle to candle dissection, right, technically you came up this came up, that high came down and broke that low, then traded back through it. So technically, that's a breaker right there at that order block, right? And that's almost mean threshold of that breaker. Pretty much mean threshold of that breaker right there. So technically, you can say that's a breaker. Let's go down to Skinny Mini and see what's going on in there. See if we can decipher the exact reason why it overshot. On 1 minute, it ran some stops. It ran some short-term sales stops right there. You came down, right? You got relative equal lows. It got equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, relative equal low dip below it, right? On this 1 minute candle, it was a stop run. Boom, we came down, had a stop run, peeled back up, right? So we came into the fair value gap, quick stop run, right? Respect the breaker, and then we took off, right? That's what it was right there. You can see it like, so you had the 5 minute breaker, the 1 minute stop run. So that was the reason for it kind of overshooting the BISI just a little bit, but it was well within risk tolerance. It was well within risk tolerance, so it was no fear of being stopped out. And like I say, while it was playing out, we looked into the price action and say, hey, there's no reason why we should sell down through this fair value gap here. We should continue back up. Price should continue back up. And there was another questionable breaker up here somewhere, sort of like this one here. And I was like, we should continue up. It may give some resistance, but it should continue up. And as you see, it did. We came back up, had a break in market structure. I'm down on the 1 minute now. We had a break in market structure. So another clean ICT 2022 mentorship model came down, ran sell side, pushed up, had a break in market structure, fair value gap right there, traded back down into the fair value gap right there, pretty much at consequent encroachment, 50% mean threshold, whatever you want to call it. And then ping out, we took off for the rest of the day. Went through lunch and then afternoon session. Didn't really look at it, but I did put a mark on the ES to see how we reacted to the mean threshold of this order block right there. And as you, like I said, we bust through it and we came very close to closing this daily fair value gap. And now it's wait on CPI time. And I have not a clue as to what I think CPI going to do. Y'all already know when we have an unknown variable of X, I just sit back and I wait until we know what the value of X is so that we can solve the equation. That's all I got for the overnight price action. I tried to give a little bit more tonight, tried to break it down into a little bit more detail because I didn't get the opportunity to do the overnight price action this morning. I got on my soapbox this morning, vented a little bit. Again, I apologize to anybody that I may have offended. No disrespect to anybody that charges for their courses. Do what's best for you. It's your money. It's your time. Thank you for always supporting me. And shout out to everybody who support the channel financially. You hear me? That's it, man. I went 4 minutes over. It's 7:04. I'll take about 5 minutes and ask if anybody got any questions about anything. If not, go ahead and call it. What's up, Here to Learn and Share? Share Motivation has a few series on YouTube. Oh, what did I say? What did I say, baby? ICT has a few series on YouTube. I will ask about the order. What's that right there? You always offend me. What's the start? Oh, that's what you're talking about. What's the starting point to learning this style of chart reading, ICT concepts? That's a good question, Chief. The names in the PD arrays that I talk about, the names that you hear me say, that's all ICT concepts. You don't need ICT concepts to learn how to read candles, right? The first person that taught me how to read candles was Jason Sweetie. He was the first person that taught me how to read candles. ICT taught me the why behind what the candles were doing, right? And this is for Chief or anybody, right? The simplest way to understand the why behind what the price is doing, right? You have up candles. My up candles are green. My down candles are red. Whatever you color coordinate your candles, that's on you, right? So I won't lean on the colors. I'll just say up candles and down candles. I'll say buy side or sell side, right? Buy side and sell side. Those are terms that I got from ICT, right? Right. So up candles, right? That's buy side. I'm finna draw. Anybody who don't like me drawing, y'all already know the lick read. Y'all know. Can somebody put in the chat what's over there? Can somebody from the gang, somebody from the membership, can y'all let people know what's over there for anybody who don't like me drawing? Let me stop sharing the screen. Let me put let me get me a screenshot here. Man. But when I tell you, your boy eyes so bad, I might not be drawing nothing bad as my eyes are. Yeah, Pat. Yeah, you'll get them for me. They on my nightstand. My nightstand. Okay. Present screen. Share screen. Okay. Now there you go. Right. Thank you. You're welcome. You so kind. My sweetie got my glasses for me, y'all.
For all those who don't know.
You coming in?
The door. You said what's over there?
Oh, the door. The door is over there. If you don't know what's over there. Let me get my Somebody put kick. Lil Hawk put kick out the door. Fake books. I hate you. Get off my live, you wabbit. I hate that wabbit. Okay, so here we go. I don't want to make a. I need my. Okay, here we go. All right, so there we go. Like this green candle right here, that's an up close candle, right? So when you dealing with the market, right? Okay. When you're dealing with the market, right? Price goes up, right? Price goes down, right? When you see something like this right here, these two candles right there, when you see something like this right here, you got a green candle. It don't matter how big or small it is, right? You got an up close candle and you got a down close candle, and they're in the same range, right? Price, the algos like that because this is balanced. This is a balanced price range, right? The buyers had an opportunity to participate. The sellers had an opportunity to participate, right? The algorithms like that. That's balanced out to the algorithms. Everybody on both sides got an opportunity to participate. How many participants were there? I don't know and I don't care, right? But the algos like that, right? And then looking at that, that kind of looked like a guy with some big old eyes. That looked like Robinson. Hello, my name is Robinson. My name is Robinson. Hello. Right? So the algos like that, right? When we have situations like this where we got a red candle right here, right? We offer price to the downside. We got a green candle right here. Do this, right? So we got a red candle here where we offer price to the downside, right? We got a green candle here where we offer price to the upside. Then we got a green candle here, and then we consolidating to right there, right? Look what happened. Look what happened right there, right? You see what happened right there in this area right here between the bottom of that candle and the top of that candle, right? There is no sell side. There is no sell side right there, right? There's no sell side here. That's a problem, right? That's a problem. That's an imbalance, right? Some people call this a gap. ICT calls it a fair value gap. ICT calls it an imbalance, right? But people throughout the trading community, they consider that to be a type of a gap, right? That's a type of a gap. And that's a problem. The algorithms don't like when it doesn't look like Robinson's eyes over here. You see Robinson's eyes, you see how they look a little bleak. They look like they cocked like a pistol, right? You know what I'm saying? He's even drooling a little bit. He got a little bit of drool. He's drooling a little bit, right? The algorithm don't like when it don't look like Robinson's eyes. They want it to be balanced out. Or you know what I'm saying, throughout all the price action. So what price does, what the algorithm does all day, every day, it seeks out an opportunity to balance the market. It seeks out inefficiencies, right? It seeks out liquidity, right? The liquidity is looking for liquidity and is looking for inefficiencies, right? Liquidity, right? True liquidity, right? I like to say true liquidity is going to be resting up under swing lows, right? If you don't know what a swing low is, right? Some people, ICT, call it swing lows. Some people call it pivot points. Some people call it a low, right? And what the swing low is a 3 candle pattern with candle 1, 2, and 3, right? Swing low, candle 2, right? Candle 2 right here. It has a higher low to the left and a higher low to the right. So that's a swing low. It makes a sound like, that's what the sound make. No. It goes, the swing low makes, that's what it makes, right? So you have up under the swing low, right? Up under the swing low, I'm gonna draw a line under here, but it'll be right there. I don't want to put it through the number, right? There are sell stops, sell side liquidity, right? Sell side. Whoop, sorry about that. Liquidity. I'm not going to spell that all the way out. It's going too long, right? In other words, sell stops, right? So it's money resting up under liquidity, resting up under these lows. It's liquidity resting above these highs. Above the highs, it's buy stops or buy side liquidity resting above the highs, right? Put that back. And then when you have spaces like this right here, gaps, these are imbalances, right? These are imbalances. So all day long, the market is seeking out liquidity and it's seeking out imbalances. So little Pac-Man goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, and is looking for liquidity and is looking for imbalances, right? Because it wants everything to be balanced like Robinson eyes over here. They want the buyers to participate. They want the sellers to participate at every price point on this chart. All up and down this chart, these prices here, they want the buyers and the sellers to have an opportunity to participate at every price point along this chart, right? And then once it finds an imbalance, right? The market, once it finds an imbalance, you see the market comes over here, it goes up, takes out the buy side here, and you can tell it took out the buy side because once it went above the highest candle here, it wicked down, and then it wicked down, tried to get into this imbalance, right? Ricocheted off of it. This is a daily candle, so it probably hit something on a lower time frame that made it bounce off of it, right? And then we went over here, we handled some more business, but you see, we eventually came all the way back, and we eventually closed that entire imbalance in, right? Now, mind you, it's not when we close it in like that right there, right? We offered the buy side. Now we offer the sell side. Now that we've offered buy side, offered sell side, and now we're going back through it, right? Once we offer buy side, then offer sell side, this area has the potential to act as either support or resistance, right? This area, right? I'm just extending it out in time, right? Right, let me take this off. Take this off. Yep, there you go. So now we're just going to extend this out in time, right? And then when you extend it out in time like this, stretch it out in time, right? So once we came down and offered the sell side, now look what it did. It acted as resistance, right? And then we finally bust through, right? Wick back down. Once we wick back down, and then now over the last 2 days, we had power 3 days where we just cut through this area like butter, right? We just cut through it like butter, right? Because we used it. We offered buy side, sat on top of it like support, offered sell side, used it as resistance, right? Wick through it like that because why? Now this area is all balanced out now because Robinson's right eye got an opportunity to participate. Then Robinson's left eye got an opportunity to participate. And now it cut through it like butter. Wick, wick. That's why it wicked through so fast like that day. Remember Monday when we opened up and we went up there and we reversed the whole day? Once we came up here and filled in this fair value gap, right? Now notice here, we had a fair value gap there, and we had a fair value gap here, right? Remember what I said, once we get opposing fair value gaps like that right there, that's a clue that that price range has been balanced out. You can like anticipate like, oh, this price range has been balanced out already. Why? Because we had a BISI on this end and we had a SIBI on that end. So that's letting you know when we come back here, we might cut through this like butter, right? And what did we do? We went straight to the top and went straight to the bottom in one day. And then over the next couple of days, we had some slow power 3 days where we just climbed to the top like that right there because this area was balanced out. But now, that's all price does every day, all day. It looks for liquidity in sell stops and buy stops, and it looks for imbalances where everybody didn't get a chance to participate. And it may, on daily candles, it may take a long time to get back. But look here, you see, we got this SIBI over here, right? We had a BISI over here, right? Now this area, it's telling you this area is potentially full, it's balanced out. And look what happened when we went back through there again. Cut through it like butter. Why? Because the area was balanced out already, right? Does it do that every single time with the no, not every single time, but that's how you can start to learn to read the price action. Just look at the candles, just watch the candles print and see what is it looking for now. Are we looking for just pure liquidity in the form of buy stops or sell stops? Are we looking for inefficiencies in the form of gaps, either by fair value gaps, liquidity voids right here? Now these are ICT terms, right? You got volume imbalance right there, what I just circled. That's a volume imbalance over there, what I just circled, right? That's a volume imbalance right there. That's a fair value gap, right? Trying to see if I can see a full gap anywhere. We got a full gap in here. That's a full gap, pure liquidity void, right? These are all different types of imbalances, right? Those are all different types of imbalances. So the market gonna be seeking out liquidity in the form of buy stops and sell stops, buy stops, and it's gonna seek out imbalances. So you just watch the price print. You want to see Robinson's right eye green. You want to see Robinson's left eye red in every section of price. So if you see Robinson right eye, but you don't see Robinson's left eye, right, you can start to anticipate the market coming back and giving Robinson's left eye a chance to participate in this price range, right? And then once you see Robinson's right eye and left eye in that price range, then you start focusing on other areas that don't have his left eye and right eye. And if he has some drool, just give the little guy a napkin. You can give him a napkin. You know what I'm saying? It can be a napkin from Chick-fil-A. It don't matter. He like Chick-fil-A. Give him a Chick-fil-A napkin so he can go ahead and handle that little drooly drool that he got on his face right there. And I thank you. I yield my time. It's 7:23. I'm well over time tonight. I appreciate that here learn share. I'm looking at Charles to see Ross. His eyes stay cocked like a pistol, so don't worry about that. His eyes stay cocked like a pistol. Hey, thank you here learn and share. That's what ICT said to go. I think it was the the primer, the sniper, and the 2022 mentorship. That's what he recommend. But my personal opinion, if you really want to get the gist of it all, right? If you really want to get the gist of it all, sit down and look through the ICT the core content. And the core content is broke down over like several months. He got it broke down over several months. Go to the ICT core content if you just want to get a gist of it all, clean, concise. It's a lot to learn. But it's gonna be clean, it's gonna be concise, and you're gonna learn everything. It's called where is it? Premium. Okay, all the ones that say core content under it, right? All right, that's for okay. So 2016 core content lectures. That's the first month, right? 2016 premium ICT mentorship core content lectures. That's the first month. Then core content month 2, core content month 3, core content month 4, month 5, month 6, month 7, month 8, month 9, month 10, month 11, month 12. Go through all of those right there, right? That's going to teach you everything about the ICT concepts from beginning to end. It's going to teach you everything about his it's going to teach you all of the concepts. Everything that you hear me talking about on here, all of the stuff that I broke down on my videos. This stuff right here, ICT, where is it? ICT concept explained, right? No, that's part 3. I'm sorry. Where's the? Oh, you know what? Let me go to a video. Let me go to a video. If you go to the link in the description on the video that you're watching right now, right? You see these 3 playlists right here, right? The lingo playlist, price action playlist, and the strategies playlist, right? The lingo playlist is going to break down all of the ICT PD arrays, right? It teach you, I give it to you straight off his slide, and I give it to you the way I understand it. A lot of people say they like the way I break it down. They like that I keep it concise and they still can understand it. But if you go to the core content, you will see a separate video for each one of these different PD arrays. You know what I'm saying? And you can learn all of them in the core content. I don't remember which month it's in, but you'll see all of these PD arrays, right? And then the price action, you'll see it's the same PD arrays, but I go through and show how I like to find the PD arrays in the price action. When I was talking about, we go through, read in the charts, read in the candles, looking for the, you know what I'm saying, Robinson right eye, left eye, right? I show you how I go through the price action and find it. And then the strategies playlist is not so much about the individual ICT concepts, but what I do, like once I break down how I talk about how I break down a strategy, how I like to read the tape, looking at Robinson right eye, left eye, defining the dealing range. I think this is a very important video that you need to watch if you want to get in sync with the algos and see what dealing range the algos are in. And then how to use the PIM- chart. I call it the PIM- chart, but the ICT PD array matrix, I break down how to use the PIM- chart in here. And that's how ICT talked about how the algos look out for his different PD arrays that he named them, and they look for them in this order. This is the order of operation. That's why I call it the PIM- chart. From equilibrium, when I talk about getting in sync with the algos, from equilibrium up, it looked for them in this order. It's just the reverse order, except it looked for the bearish going up, because when you're going up from equilibrium, you looking to sell, and it look for the bullish going down, because from equilibrium, when price is moving down, as you're looking to buy off of these PD arrays in the discount, because the big boys want to sell in a premium and buy in a discount. Hopefully that helped out the homie chief and anybody else that might have had that question. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. I know we went wait, Michelle Tucker, what's going on, Michelle? You were not what you said. Sorry, till 4. What'd you say, Robinson? Robinson, what'd you say? Hold up, Robinson, I can't hear you. What you said? What'd you say, Robinson? What'd you say, Robinson? Hey, man. Hey. Hey, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. Let me close out this screenshot and then let me get serious for just 1 second, right? Do not put off till tomorrow what you can say today, right? Let your loved ones know that you love them today. Take advantage of today. Do not live with the regret that little Timmy Rogers lived with for so many years and to this day of not taking advantage of today. right? If your parents are here, call them, let them know you love them. Go in the other room right now, kiss your spouse, hug them, say, hey, baby, I love you, right? Same thing with your kids that's not grown and in the house with you. Your grown kids that's not there, call them. They don't answer like mine, don't feel bad. Call them anyway. Hey, mama thinking about you, daddy thinking about you. Send them a text even, but don't put off till tomorrow what you can say today, right? When you communicate, try to communicate in their love language. Sit down and talk to your family and friends. Figure out what their love language is. Next time I pull up, I'm going to try to remember to get the author of that book, the love language book. I think it's a good thing for people to go through as couples so they can learn their spouse's love language. Because if you're not communicating in your spouse's love language, you can be doing a whole lot of good work for nothing because they will not receive it because you're not giving it in the way that they need to hear it, right? So take advantage of the day, man. Let your loved ones know that you love them today because ain't nobody promised tomorrow. As always, prayers to the Spider Gang and everybody else who have lost loved ones and dealing with death right now. Death, the sting of death never goes away, right? It never gets any easier. We just learn how to stop crying. That's it. Like I told my wife, when we lost my mother-in-law, she was like, this so hard. Does it ever get any easier? I say, baby, it don't never get easier. We just learn how to stop crying. My daddy died in 2002. It's to this day, I still want to pick up the phone and call him. Still want to pick up the phone. It never gets any easier. We just learn how to stop crying about it. Take advantage of today while you can. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all of y'all for pulling up. I really appreciate the ones who decided to support the channel financially, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping in. All I need is one person to tap in, and I'm going to get on here and run my mouth just like this every single time. Why? I don't want to be in the new Wakanda by myself. I want all us to be there together. You hear me? Hey, man. Appreciate it, baby. My wife said Gary Chapman is the author of the 5 Love Language book. Appreciate that, Rich Genius. I appreciate that. Hey, man. Hey, man. Wait, say, my son loves your mama. I want to trade videos. Oh, mama, I want to trade. Hey, hey. Hey, I appreciate that, Wave Trader. Hey, I see y'all in the morning for the overnight price action. Until then, man, y'all enjoy y'all family. Enjoy your dinner. Speaking of dinner, I ate one time today. I had some leftover barbecue chicken. I had some salad. I cooked some tater tots to go with it. And I had a dinner roll. Yeah, I had a put together meal. It was good too. That's the only thing I ate all day long. But yeah, man. Y'all enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your families. And I see y'all in the morning for the overnight price action. And then the Black Spider Gang. I'll see y'all at 9:30 for the live market watch. Hopefully we get some fireworks during CPI at 8:30. I can't. I be taking the boys to school. So I was gonna say let's pull up early right at CPI, but I can't. I won't get home until after the CPI numbers are over. But anyway, see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock, man. Gone. Yeah.